What's up, y'all? Let me know if this is working. Because I wasn't going to stream, and I was like, man, I didn't stream last week. So I think I'm going to stream this week. But I've been doing stuff all day, and I'm not prepared, and I got nothing to do, and this is how lazy I am. Ready? Watch this. You know how you put your lime with your crappy Corona, which I was drinking last weekend when I was up in Minnesota. Y'all hear me? Let me know. What's up? We got John, Braveheart, Rusty, Scotty, Matt. What y'all doing? Quick, tell me while I'm pouring. This one's going to be slow. It's going to be boring. It's going to be uneventful. That's what it's going to be. All right. Now we got a full one. What's up, Philippine Reefer? Cheers. Shout out to Reef Dude. Shout out to Devin and Luca for the cool stream we did this week over on Devin's channel. That was fun. Devin and I were talking about calc and trying to top it off with tequila black. That's interesting. What's up, Lynn? Oh yeah, hey Lynn. This is Rev. This is Rev 2, and I think I'm gonna go with it. So as long as this piece right here and this piece right here, as long as this piece doesn't melt. Actually, I should check the temperature. It doesn't melt PET G. We'll be good to go. Because the kid's going to make me a little union right here to join these two pieces. And then that's it. It's that simple. It's got more lights, but it should be about the same brightness. And it's super cheap and easy. Top it off with tequila black. Interesting. Loud and clear. Thank you. 100 plus heat. Oof. We got, yeah, cyano sucks. We got a little bit of humidity today, and like a little swampy. Yeah, Lynn, like I said, the kid will print me up something. And I got your other one right here. These are the LEDs out of that other one, out of the first one. And the end one is crap. So once it goes, then it starts making the power supply blink. But right now, that's running off of your power supply and your little switch thingy, and I think it'll be fine. And since it's super easy to just snap this off and get rid of all this crap and just make that little metal aluminum with, of all things, blue strip, I mean, that should work for you. And it should be less weight, too, so we're going to find out. We're going to see how that works. So, a little progress today. Cyano. Cyano sucks. Bacteria sucks. Unless it's a good kind. What else are we missing here? Adam, you did not miss anything exciting. I'm not sure this one's going to be an exciting show. I don't know. Actually, I got some thumbnail stuff I need to do. I need to put that one video back up about the sky. Stepper Doser project going. I haven't really started that project. I have the stepper motors are over there. I've got 2 GHL boards over there. I'm trying to catch up on the stuff I owe people, like Lynn, like this little... This is for the... Who makes these? I can't remember. I know you sent me a link. This is for that Griffin saw. And the LEDs burn out because there's no heat sinks. I mean, this is how that thing came out of the housing. There's just nothing on there. So these can cook. And then a Cage Guardian back there. I got to get that running. Shh, I got so much stuff to do. I think they jacked up the pricing on the stepper motor pumps on AliExpress. That's interesting. If they did, I'm going to have to look at that. First timer here for Wrap. Will I get a major discounts on HANA reagents at Wrap or Amazon it? Why is this, why is that held? I don't know why that's held. That's weird. You know what? That's a really good question. I don't know. Hit up those people that are down at Aquashella right now and see what they got to say. Cheers also to Remy Bahama Llama for his first legit show talk, which I think is awesome. He did the first talk of the day today. I was talking with his friend Tyler, Inland_Reef, just before his talk, and I understand it went well. Tyler hit me up afterwards and let me know that all was well. So 67 plus shipping. 67 sounds about right for the stepper motor version of the heads. I don't know that that's changed. Has that changed? Huh. But cheers, Remy. That's pretty sweet. Good on you. Let's run through. We got people dropping out because, you know what? They know I got nothing to talk about. But then people jump back on, which is super weird. I wonder what's happening. Lynn, you're going up to Wrap. My kid's got a swim meet that day. I don't. If I go, I would show up around dinner time, I suppose. Then I'd have to crash and catch the show on Sunday. But I don't know. Wrap. I don't know. If it was Aquashella, I'd totally go. But Wrap for me is, I don't know. It's kind of more of the same. It's a little slow. It'd be cool to see people. It'd be cool to meet people. But the show itself, I'm like, meh. Maybe it's just a Wrap thing. Aquashella would be pretty sweet. That's what I'm thinking. Chrome. Bam. This thing. I talked about this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to go. We'll see. I'm leaning no. Because there's, like, no reason for me to go, really. Other than to meet the people. Like all the other stuff. There's nothing exciting to see. What up, Bert? Plus, I got to sit here on Death Watch for my Jabo pump that's living in a calc slurry. Yeah, I got you. You know how I feel about coral vendors, so, Lynn. I like the locals. Maybe I'll give you some money. I was gone last weekend. We were in Minnesota, opening up the cabin, and it was freaking awesome. It was, other than it was about 95 degrees, 98 degrees one day. That's a little warm. There's no air conditioning up there. But, it was still nice. We went fishing. My cousin Brian and I went fishing every morning. And a couple afternoons. We were able to take the kid out a couple Saturday and Sunday because he didn't have school. He was doing a little school from home business up there. That worked out pretty well for him. But there'll be some cabin pictures in here, so forgive me if you find that boring. This is the old days, airborne laser. Man, that was a pretty sweet play. And that was the chemical oxygen iodine laser in the back of a 747 with a whole bunch of mirrors and fancy deformable business to shoot like a 3-foot beam all the way through the plane, through this turret out the front of a 747 to shoot down missiles with a laser, and it worked. A couple hundred clicks away, flying around, missile jumps up in boost phase and shoot it. That's what the airborne laser was, which is, now it's gone. They chopped that thing up, but it was still pretty cool. Which way am I going here? I'm going the wrong way, I think. I am. Cicadas. Man. Cicadas. They are everywhere. You walk outside and it's loud. Super loud. These little buggers. I mean, look at these things. Look at that little critter. Crazy. This kid, he turned 15. Man, I'm getting old. Ooh. So that one's 15 now. Making them work for me. Making them design 3D stuff. Like that, 3D printing. That's a thing for one of his airsoft guns. I don't know what's. He's he's into it. He digs that stuff. Actually, I think that's for a friend of his. It is be kind to everybody all the time, but especially this month focuses on that. Do it. That's that little light that I have over the Pico downstairs, which is quite slick. That's a cool little light. You will find the same thing for a significant price increase from Reef Breeders. This one's available at AliExpress. So the Reef Breeder version, $70. AliExpress version shipped was $24 at the time. It may still be. Pretty cool little light. Like I said, I have that over that Pico, and color rendition's really cool. It actually has UV too, which is nice. Did I include the? Maybe I didn't. Oh, it was probably on another one. This thing. What? This is the new GHL Maxi with their heads. Their heads that they, I believe, designed. Did not source. You'll note that the Maxi, the old Maxi, and the Dose, the Neptune Dose, used the same heads. At some point along the way, GHL ran into a supply chain problem, so they weren't able to make those pumps. Or they weren't able to make those dosers. So they went ahead and they designed their own, and I'm excited to see this pump. That's a pretty sweet looking doser. Oh, and it's rectangle. Oh, and it stacks. It's the same size as the other stuff. I like it. I want to see what's up. Here you go. Look at this, seriously. You can't make this stuff up. Look how nice that is, right? That's a cabin in Minnesota. My grandpa built that. Started building that late 50s. So I share it with two cousins and my uncle. Take my kid up there so he learns how to do that business. Seriously, this is what it looks like in the morning. Brian and I were out there fishing. This is his spot. Out there just crushing it. We probably caught 120 fish on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Did we fish that Monday? I can't remember if we fished that Monday morning. Maybe we did. Left a whole lot in the freezer for family who are going up this year. It's just a beautiful place. I'll catch up with Chad here in a second. See, look at that. That was my commute. It's always hard to come back from this. It's so beautiful out there. Doing a little bit of work. Did some sync work. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, hey. Thank you. I hit 500 over on 5,000 over on Instagram. So thank you very much. For that, I will be giving away Space Invader Pectinia frags. More to follow on that. Once I get them fragged up, we'll get that scheduled, and we'll have us a little Lynn Reef Nerd number picking giveaway on a stream, so we can hand that business out. Let me catch up. Seen a few people complaining about Aquashella not having that special feeling. Oh, that sucks. Especially wanting to take anything besides frags home. See, that sucks, Jeremy. Because trade shows suck. Trade shows aren't for us. Not really, right? Trade shows are more for manufacturers getting together, and I mean, I'm sure there's some sales out there, but really, I mean, the show specials aren't all that spectacular. I mean, sure, if you're down for that and you want to go and maybe see people that you watch or admire or whatever, that's cool. But trade shows are trade shows. Doesn't need to be a trade show. You know, it'd be cool. Aquashella earlier, Aquashellas, they were events, right? And I think that's pretty sweet. Like rap, a little slow. So, yeah, that's no good. People for me, if I don't get the deals on the reagents, yep. Chemi Clean. Is that what you're going to do, Filipino Reefer? You should be okay. Your corals will be okay. Yeah, so Lynn makes a pretty good point. So people will have sales during the shows. Just order that thing online. Ick on 2 fish, man. You're at the 1-2 puncher right there. What's up, Carlos? What up, Aaron? 15, yeah, learner's permit soon. So I got him driving the stick shift Civic Hybrid. And he's pretty good with the stick. So I take him over to the high school parking lot, and he putts around a little bit, and I panic stop him and whatever. Torture him a little bit, and he handles it really well. He's a pretty good driver. Surprised so far. Not surprised. He just hasn't had a lot of time in the seat, and he picked it up. Maybe it's all those video games, huh? What's up, Jay? Do I currently have any Acros millis? So maybe 1 milli that isn't doing anything at all. A couple of... I have 2. Are there 2? There's probably only 2 Acros in there. Some other SPS. I think the tank's okay. I've just been checking. I haven't hit up Lynn to see if she's got a piece of the dead Disney for me. All right, what I miss? What's going back and forth, Bert and Lynn? Don't cut the Space Invader. The Space Invader's so big, and it heals so quickly. It's really a really easy coral to frag because it heals up so quickly. Driving skills, that's awesome. Yeah, Moki. I saw Moki was at Hot. He was down at House of Tropicals, right? I saw him post something about that. This bass was fun. Top water, evening hit. We were out catching northerns just for fun. We caught 20. And instead of throwing a spinnerbait, I decided to throw that whopper plopper, the big whopper plopper, and that nice little bass hit it. I was pretty happy. That was fun. Top water's fun. There was a northern that went after that plopper, and they missed because they suck. Their eyesight must suck. Northern, they'll breach when they hit a whopper plopper, and that thing came clean out of the water, tail wagging like a freaking shark. It was pretty cool. Oh, that sucks. That's too bad that Disney's gone. I think a couple other people around here have it. What's up, Rogue? I'll find it. I know, Carlos. I'm a little gun shy. You know that. I think I'm creeping back up on it. Some of the other ones are looking pretty good, so that's a big old Space Invader right there. I don't have that kind of big tank action. I got small tank probs, right? I mean, this is a Space Invader. This is a babysitting Space Invader. I mean, these are decent sized corals. They're big. When I pull this thing out, I'll take a picture with it in my hand so you can see how big it is. But I mean, it's like a hand. It's like that big. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And this front part has grown an awful lot lately, whether it's a calc slurry or what, I don't know. But I'm just going to cut this whole front piece off. That's what I'm thinking. Brandon's got plenty of Walt Disney. Right on. Yeah, Carlos, agreed. I think I owe you lunch or dinner. You were very helpful. Calc slurry. So this keeps going. So this is a Jabo SLW10, and it's down here on this magnet, and it's moving the calc slurry, and it's been in there for, I don't know, has it been a couple weeks yet? I think so. This will last me 20-something days, and it is at the concentration of See, I always screw this up. Half a cup per gallon. So that's, 24 times the concentration of 2 teaspoons per gallon. This is going well. So I stopped 2-part. I don't have any more 2-part going in, and it's all calc slurry feeding the tank. And that's been working pretty well. Reading. Got my new sump, Rogue 600, pretty epic. It's going to be huge. did the Disney bleach, or does it still have tissue on it? Because my Dead Disney, that's why it was called the Dead Disney, because I screwed something up. And it still had tissue. It wasn't skeleton. And then it survived and came back and was beautiful. And then I totally wiped it out. This needs to go away. This is a big chalice that is maybe about that big. Maybe about the size of my fist opened up just a little bit. This needs to find a new home. Lynn, I'm looking at you. Let me know what you want to do. If we want to figure out, I don't know, I could probably sell that. Actually, let me know what you think that goes for. It's a big piece of Pink Floyd chalice, and I'll sell it cheap if anybody wants, if any of the locals want a good size piece of chalice. Don't chop it up because it's so pretty. Don't do that. I don't know. That thing's pretty cool. I like that piece. This thing, I'm interested in this light. This is Focustronics Solartronic. It's interesting. You know my feelings on Reef Bright, and these are Reef Brights, but look, actually looks nice. It doesn't look like a normal Reef Bright. It actually looks good. I'd have to see what it looks like inside the light, and then they're two pucks that move. They're on gimbals. That's a really interesting light. It's spendy. That light ain't cheap, but the spectrum looks pretty good, and I don't know. It's a different take. I like manufacturers that do something a little different other than normal. I think, that catches my eye. And I like it when they kind of do their own thing. Skeleton. Crap. This right here, this is in response to, you got the team, you got Team Marine Depot. And now you got the pack, the BRS pack. Shocker. We all know who's going to be in the pack. Wasn't a surprise. But for those of us who aren't in the pockets of manufacturers, I think maybe the team does it a little better. But for those of us that aren't in the pockets of manufacturers or vendors, come hang out. I'm not running this. We're all running this. It's a we thing. That's a budgeteer business right there. Yeah, this is the Tesla Model S. Plaid, 1,000 horsepower, flat power curve all the way up to friggin' 100 and something. The car's insane. Grocery getter, 4-door. Beast. There's that chalice in there again. This frag tank's looking pretty good. This is the Bahama Llama Weeping Willow. Some of this Gorgonian from Moki, which is growing out crazy. Just a bunch of other stuff. I mean, the tank's surviving. I think it's okay. We'll see. The freshwater tank that sits over here. I dig this little tank. With that little Pleco. This tank is super happy. That Pleco cleaned that thing up. This is this is more rumble. See a team and a pack rumble at Rap New York. I'm definitely not in the pocket. They're in my pocket. You gotta pay attention where your hands are. This one's fun. So this is the Komore X1 Pro T. I can only find one place to buy it, and it's aquarium low cost. And the thing is 107 there. You see it. I think it was like 120 shipped. And if it's legit and it is continuous duty, I mean, you set it up as a continuous duty. Thanks, Rogue. Then, wait. Y'all aren't going to go for it. No. Lynn. They should take you. You would add a little something. You would add a little something to the pack. A little generosity. A little bit of helpfulness. Macy's Daddy, I'm not going to talk about. Oh, I can talk about the situation, but I'm not going to talk about who that person represents or where they're from, because that will point at the person. And now this isn't about the person. This was a business thing that turned personal to them. Well, we'll get to that. But anyway, the Comore X1 Pro T, continuous duty, small, under $130. It used to be cheaper, I hear, but whatever. And then also, if you're looking for like a Comore STP, continuous duty, on Aquarium Low Cost, there that you can get them for under $200 from Alibaba if you don't want to pay the price fixed $299 for the U.S. distributors, which I think is a bunch of crap. You guys sub to me for the BRS pack. I must be a pro. I'll show it. That's wonder why I held it up. But seriously, shop around a little bit. You can find the same products for significantly less, and the customer service, although it's slower, is good. It's just slower. I was playing with, for no reason other than just because I was curious, Restore. Because when I dose Restore, when I dose Microbacter 7, I do see a pH dip. So I lose an hour or two of pH increase because my pH dips from these products. They're both right around 4. So depending on how much you dose or how big your tank is, you're going to see a significant reduction in pH. Maybe just for a little bit, or maybe it's not significant because you got a big old tank. But for people like me, 90 gallons or less, you see that bump. And it, like I said, it took about an hour, 2 hours to recover from that bump. So I was just checking pH of stuff. Also checked EcoBalance. That's a little higher. It's 5.5 instead of the 4 from Brightwell. So less of an impact. I mean, it's just data for me. I'm just paying attention to what negatively impacts the pH of my tank. And that was it. Oh, look at this boy. Look at him getting it. He's a little asymmetrical here, but man, that kid can fly. 15-year-old's been in the pool quite a bit. Been working on his muscles. This one's interesting, actually. This is an Elegance Moki gave me a while back. Long time ago. Well, it created a baby. I hit up Than, Tidal Gardens. I was like, tell me about Elegance buds. And he said it doesn't happen all that often. I think he's only seen it 1 or 2 times. But my Elegance created another Elegance all on its own, which I was pretty psyched about. I pulled out the original, and that one was still in the tank. And I was like, what? It's a whole separate thing? And I pulled it out, and it created a skeleton for it to live on. And I think maybe there's another one on there fixing to fall off. So my tank went through some interesting times for the last 6 months or so. But now I'm creating Elegance babies, which I think was pretty sweet. Yeah, I dose. 2 of those aren't being used because they're 2-part. But and this one's not hooked up, the Jabo. I was going to play with that, and I just never did. But, yeah, I do a little dosing. I like those GHLs. Oh, worth noting. This one's used. I think this is a standalone. But all of these I haven't touched once. They just run. There's no maintenance. I just leave them be. I do have spares because everybody should have spares. You shouldn't have to order up spares and need them post-haste. You need to be having that stuff just in case. So I don't have any spares for these heads, but these are pretty similar to these heads, so maybe I do have spares. But I do have spares for these. Never wait for spares. Always have them on hand, but haven't had to do anything with those pumps. I dig them. This was round 1 of Lynn's Griffin bandsaw, frag bandsaw light. Hers broke, and And I wanted to fix it up. I talked about that earlier. This is the impact. So this is two-part in calc. This is when I started dosing calc slurry. And this is me learning how to dose calc slurry. And then this right here is me controlling it, knowing what to do, and settling in. So I'm here, and so far it's pretty settled. So what I'm digging is, this is 8.2. This is 8.1. Wait. Yeah, this is 8.1. So I go from 8.1 to 8.5 all day long. So I'm pretty excited about that swing. Still digging it. And it's so easy to make this spectrum. This is 3 LEDs soldered together just to make that blue. And that's a nice big fat blue. That's fatter than Reef Bright. I just like being able to test LEDs, check configurations. Oh, hey, by the way, be paying attention when I start talking about LEDs, because we might be seeing some new lights soon, which would be pretty awesome. I'll share when it's time. Packets of LEDs, because I got those things all over the place and been playing with them. This is some Bahama Llama action right here. Back to Remy. That's his granny. This thing it was one little piece about this big when he gave it to me. And this piece survived the death in my tank, the evil that was in there over the winter, and continues to thrive and grow, and it's pretty happy. It's pretty, I don't know, I like that coral. And then of course, his weeping willow, which is just beautiful. All right, no more slideshow. What'd I miss? Oh, Rogue, you're going to ask me about that? You boiled a rock with Aptasia. They still came back a month later. Yeah, copper band for me. So I just moved some coral. Actually, I moved some corals over tonight to the display, which is where the copper band lives. I've got a yellow tang and a yellow eye cold tang in the frag tank. One day I'm going to pull that yellow tang, and I'm going to go get me a copper band, probably for the display. So the yellow tang is a jerk to my copper band. So if I put the copper band back in the frag tank, I'm not going to have to feed it for 6 months because there's so many Aptasia in there. And then I could put another copper band in the display because I love those fish. But the copper band in the display now, you can hand feed it. But what I do is I grab frags out of the frag tank, put them in the display, and the copper band cleans that thing up over the next 24 hours, and it's fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, copper band's the only way to go. They really do a great job. If you have a small tank, Bergies will work. But, Ryan is always personal. He's a jerk. I don't know what that means. What's that mean? Yeah, we'll talk about it, Macy's Daddy. Your curiosity is piqued. So what's my opinion of Reef Bright? I own 3 Reef Brights, 2 shorties and a 24. I've taken them all apart. My shorties have burned up the 450 nanometer diodes. Both shorties burned the diodes. Driving too many amperage through those things, and they cooked. So I've replaced the 450s in one of them. Haven't touched the other one. I mean, it's easy enough to do. I just haven't done it. Like I said, I took them apart, and I've also tested them. They have the very best spread of any 24-inch bar on the market, but they're junk inside. And they're just so overpriced. They are poorly made. There's hot glue in there holding the reflector on. There are wire nuts in there connecting the wire that comes in from the power supply to the internal wiring of the light itself. The internal wiring is crap. It's just done like a middle school science project. And then the metal reflectors that are inside those bars. I mean, they're so cheap that they just do them in segments and they overlap. And it's not one continuous piece of reflector. Maybe some lights have that, but mine sure doesn't. It's 2 pieces overlap just because it's cost savings for them. So, personal opinion, as a reefer, the lights are junk, beautiful spread and very low par. They're made really bad. They're not made well. They really should be ashamed of the workmanship. So I'm not going to say craftsmanship because not even close. They should be ashamed of the workmanship. They're just junk inside. pH drop is worth it. Nah, it just depends on your side of your tank. Beta Fresh, I mean, if you just do a little bit, you're not going to see that negative impact. I'm just, whatever. I'm being weird about data, and I'm paying attention to the data a whole lot, and I want to see what is pH impacting. And Microbacter 7 is absolutely pH impacting. If your system is big, you're not going to see it. If your system is medium or small, you're going to see a little bump, and it'll take a little bit of time to catch up. Companies like Kimura will honor warranties on stuff bought from AliExpress. You can work with AliExpress. You can work with the sellers. You can work with the sellers through Alibaba to honor those warranties, and they appreciate the business, and they'll work with you. It's not a one-and-done thing. It's not like a Jabo. Like Jabo stuff, you may not get any customer service at all. But if you work through reputable sellers on Ali or Alibaba, they'll absolutely work with you. Just talk to them, email them. All right, develop that relationship with some of the sellers, and they'll take care of you, right? They're people too. They want to, just like customer service here, right? They appreciate it. You just got to work with them and be patient, right? Remember, there's a language barrier, and you just got to be, like I said, you got to be patient. I ordered from Ali, got hit with an import tax and made the same price. Oh, that's interesting. I have not had to pay any impact tax. Tristan, you're not here. Maybe that's why. That hasn't happened in the U.S. as far as I know. See, Carlos, you see it too. People challenged me on that one. They were like, nuh-uh. I'm like, yeah. Elegance Baby. Yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet. I got kind of lucky. I dose only my frag tanks with Restore, but in the scheme of things. So, yeah, Rogue, mine's all connected, so I see it throughout the system. It'll negatively impact the frag tank most, but as water comes from the sump through the fuge down to the frag tank, slowly the pH will come back up. See, it sucks when corals die. I see that elegance there. Is the high point the dose or the low point the dilution? Macy's Daddy, you're talking about calc slurry? Calc slurry is always dosing, so it's either continuous or, in my case, it's every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes I dose slurry 24 hours. I talked about this a little bit with Devin. I'm concerned about the pH. I don't want too high a pH, so 8.6 is probably my limit. So for 4 hours midday, when my pH is the highest, I'm actually dosing vinegar to knock the pH down just a little bit to flatten that peak. So instead of doing this really high, it sort of just does this, and that works out pretty well. Bert's weighing in with his bigness. Shocker. That's a big old. Do you feed it? Because I don't feed it. I suppose I should. Every once in a while I'll feed the, those things that Elegance is super sticky too. I don't know that I've ever touched an Elegance before, and man, it grabs a hold of your fingers. I was impressed. You need a tester for lights. Hit me up, John. I got a 220. Haven't got lighting set up yet. Just 4 LED bar. Yeah, right on. Thanks, Adam. I do it right here on the floor, over 24-inch open air. Seems to work out pretty well. Pay attention to Luca. He's been doing some light testing as well. It's pretty interesting to watch what he's doing. Does Bahama Llama sell Weeping Willow? Yeah, sometimes. So I know he'll sell locally. He may ship. Hit him up. See what he's got going on. Or just wait for me. Mine's growing. I'll eventually cut it. I suppose I could cut it now. His videos on the process are exceptional. So it's really easy to do. I would just follow his method. Get me some rubber bands and do it up. Or I could use those little shroom cups that I have over here and take care of it that way. Don't feed it except what I feed fish and corals. That's a huge elegance. That's awesome. Mine sits in the very corner of the frag tank. I never touch it. Did you see them for 25% off BRS? 25% off of not all of the Comores, only a couple, right? Is that what we're talking about? What's up, Chris? I think, if I'm remembering right, and I do this all the time, Tristan, where are you? Australia? 2 elegants have been with me for a while and are monsters. No babies. Yeah, I was pretty psyched about that. If there's another baby that comes off that elegance, I'll be really, really happy. Well, that's it. I'm all caught up. Now what are we going to talk about? All right, we'll talk about the thing. So, from an insider, I was hit up. What's up, Anthony? And I was not necessarily challenged. Here's my thing. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, and I don't want to personally attack anybody, so I'd be very cautious. Because everybody has a bad day, right? Everybody has whatever, and everybody makes mistakes. But more importantly, everybody has a bad day. Maybe it was just a bad day. So I'm not going to attack. I don't want to attack a person. That's unnecessary. I mean, I'm more than happy to attack manufacturers, vendors, and equipment. That's not a problem for me. But people, that's something a little different maybe. Yeah, Tristan's UK. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Lynn, that's too expensive to begin with. That's ridiculous. The price of those reef like this. The price of Reef Brights on a bracket is just so stupid. I mean, seriously, crap lights to begin with. And then you're going to charge that much money for a bracket? Anybody can make that. They go to Home Depot and buy the parts and do it themselves. It won't be as elegant, but ain't nothing about a Reef Bright elegant. So, whatever. All right, the thing. So, a couple of my posts irritated. And then I was accused, not necessarily accused of being a chauvinist, but it was more like I'm potentially excluding women, which isn't the case. But from that, you could extrapolate that I'm a chauvinist because there's more dudes in my on my streams or in my Instagram feeds. So whatever. Don't call me a chauvinist. That's not cool. That's not how I roll. That's not what I do. That's not how I am as a boss. That's certainly not how I am as a human. I raised a daughter, and that's not cool. And I will defend my daughter and my wife and my female coworkers and my female employees and my female engineers. And nobody's ever got to ask me to do that. Not once. That's just an automatic thing because, we're all people. I don't see a difference. There shouldn't be a difference. I don't get that. So that was lame. And then I was told that I don't reciprocate likes on posts. Which I was like, what? Bryce Dallas Howard did a Black Mirror episode a lot like that. And that's the first thing that popped into my mind. I was like, That's batshit crazy. Everybody has a bad day. But seriously, likes, reciprocation, that's what we've come to. So I was kind to my responses. I did not go. I didn't make it personal. It was not personal. This person was mixing business and personal feelings. I will engage. I will seek more information. I will challenge assertions. I'm not going to, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's not me. I'm going to find out more information. I'm going to push back a little bit if I disagree. And sometimes people don't like that. Fine. But I'm me. And I'm not going to change. And I will respect you. And I still respect this person. I will still buy this person dinner. I will still buy this person a drink or a coffee and sit down and talk. This is not a life-altering event for me. But I was blocked. So I can't reciprocate those likes. Left it at that. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Not at all my intent. That's a business related post, not a personal related post. You got to be able to separate them. So there. Character assassination. I don't know. Do you think character assassination, Adam? That feels a little heavy. I don't think it's that. I mean, a couple of people have brought up what's cancel culture, which is interesting. I honestly believe there are some people when too much negativity is thrown at them, that they'll check out. They're like, poof. And I suppose that's a sweet example of cancel culture, right? So, character assassination. I mean, whatever. I'm more than willing to talk with anybody. You just got to be comfortable with it. I mean, I've challenged the trolliest of trolls. I have I have made fun of that dude. I have gone back and forth. I got 32 pages with that guy. You probably know who I'm talking about, but I don't need to go into it that much. But I tested the fences with that fella. He thinks he's just so brilliant, and he's just a chode. And then he plays off like he's just like this original thing with so much to offer. And I was like, bro, you're making up quotes. You're just copying them from elsewhere. Whatever. Guy's a chump. I'm cool. I can handle that. Now, if you irritate me to the point where I was like, you know what? Piss off. And I've done that. I've blocked somebody here. I've blocked one or two people on YouTube. I mean, one of them's friends with a big name guy. And I was like, well, that's a stupid comment. So now you don't get to hang out anymore. And maybe there's other accounts and they can pay attention. That's perfectly fine. But, I mean, you're irrelevant to my existence, to be quite honest. And you just don't need to be here. So, I mean, is that harsh? I don't know that that's harsh. It's just you get to pick your friends, right? You don't get to pick your family. And this chump ain't my family. And if if I don't like it, then you just don't get to hang out anymore. That makes sense to me. Is that cancel culture? If somebody's irritating me, and in just like real life, I was like, well, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you're not going to grow, you're not going to change, you're not going to listen, you're not going to meet in the middle. I'm not expecting anybody to change based on my recommendations. I expect people to maybe listen and reflect, and still if we can't jive, then cool. Then I can walk away, and I can be comfortable with that. But I don't think that's cancel culture, right? That's just life. That's just how people are. If you can't get along, wander off. You don't need to fight. You don't need to poke holes. You don't need to yell. You just check out. So that's what I do here. If you piss me off, I'm going to block you, or I'm going to lock you up, or I'm going to, I'll engage because maybe it's worth engaging. I've engaged a couple times. Normally, what I find is if people are trolling or they're in the pockets of manufacturers or vendors, so they're defensive in some cases, that they'll come at you with this weak ass argument, this weak ass challenge, and if you hit them back with data and no kidding directness, then they just fold. They got nothing to say. They're just quiet. So I don't know. Chris, regarding confidence, I gravitate towards confident people, especially confident young people. I love finding confident 20s and 30s who are also willing to learn, because, they're teachable, because they're both, I don't know, they're confident. They think they can do what they want to do, which to me means they can do what they want to do. So I seek out those confident people. Confidence doesn't scare me. I like confident people. So, calling me a chauvinist. You think I'm a chauvinist, Adam? Is that what I'm reading from that? Lynn, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. I said I wouldn't publicly share, but there's a couple people that I'm comfortable talking to, and not to whatever. If you hit me up, I'll give you just the basics. But there's some people I'm confident that I can share this and it won't go anywhere. So you know what I mean. Like I said, I want to protect the person. I don't need to bash the person. Because whether I piss somebody off or not, we're still people, and I don't want that person to be pissed or hurt. So, like I said, I apologize for hurting. It's business. People need to lighten up. People need to... Yeah, I hear you, Carlos. I appreciate that. If you stop learning, and no matter what age, you stop living. Yeah, Rogue, if you stop learning, you're not living anymore as far as I'm concerned. You're just existing. So there's a significant difference in my mind between living and existing. And I choose to live. I choose to challenge. I choose to learn. I choose to be crazy, and which ends up making my house look a little messy. But I clean it up, But I like buying stuff, and I like learning. See, Bert gets it. Confident. I like confident. Seriously, I think that matters. I mean, calling you a chauvinist is character assassination. Yeah, but it was private, right? So if you're doing that publicly, maybe. But calling me a chauvinist because I'm excluding women, which I'm not. I think there's 2 or 3 people. Not that I don't know. I just feel like I don't even need to prove it. I'm not going to prove it. I don't need to prove it. I'm not. My boss is a female. She could do my job better than me. That motivates me. That doesn't make me a chauvinist. That motivates me. I love learning no matter what I need force. Yep. I get you. Yeah, I think, like I said, everybody has bad days. I have bad days. Everybody has bad days. Maybe it's just a bad day. I have no idea what drove it. I don't know what challenged it. Oh, I know what drove it. I just don't know what drove it to that level. That just seemed, I don't know. Chris, I will retire. I want to retire now, but my kid wants to be a vet, so that's not going to happen. But you can... See, I think I'll be crazier in retirement because there's not going to be... The only limit will be financial, and I'll have to figure out how to deal with that, but maybe I can sell some stuff to buy some more stuff, right? Always learn from others. Yeah, Adam, so that's interesting. I don't think they were. They They weren't. First, I'm always aware that my words are shareable. Totally. So I'm aware. So I'm not going to be that guy. But I'm also aware that people may change their mind after they send stuff. And I took screenshots during the conversation. And at some point, messages started being deleted. I was like, And I was like, oh, this ain't my first rodeo. I saved them. They're not gone. They're forever. Internet's forever, right? Aqua Splendor, how are you? Where you been? What you been doing? You're eating lasagna, and that I am now envious. Although I did have a fairly tasty salmon with some cilantro rice, spiced carrots in rice vinegar, and there was something else in there. Oh, broccoli. Steamed broccoli. It was very good. It's hot here. I'm sweating. So, Aqua Splendor, Monsieur Splendor, is sitting in his underpants eating lasagna. Why are you eating? I hope it's cold lasagna. Why are you eating hot lasagna? You're offended. Don't. Oh, I want to see lasagna eating character assassination on Instagram, Bert. Go. I'll wait here. See, there it is. Macy's daddy. Retired and learned just as much now. Roger that. That's the way it should be. Costco lasagna. Is it that cool broccoli stuff? Because that's pretty good. Costco has good mac and cheese? Like frozen mac and cheese or refrigerated mac and cheese? Is it good like... Who's got the good stuff? Chick-fil-A's got good mac and cheese, right? Huh. I'm glad I ate already, because you people would be screwing up. No, mine's like a parachute. Roger. I think that's all I got. I'm going to leave it at that. Aqua Splendor says, who told you I had underpants? Your neighbors are going to say. All right. That's an hour. We did the silly Instagram slideshow. We talked a little bit. What am I doing? I'm working on Lens Light. I'm continuing to play with Calc Slurry. I have to pull the Neptune Dose and gut it and put the GHL stuff inside before GHL releases their own maxi, because then, then what? Then what's the use? And I want to make my own pumps. I'm interested in playing with that Kamor. What else do I have coming? I got some Mississippi Lime, food grade calcium hydroxide from Amazon for, did I do a post on that? I thought I did a post. It would cost over $400 to buy BRS Calc for what I'm going to pay like $120 from Amazon, which means I'm paying too much for some Mississippi Lime food grade calcium hydroxide. Apparently, if you get together and you do a club buy and they send you a pallet, it's dirt cheap from some of these vendors out there, and it's really good calc. So, I think I'm going to go bulk, because I think I'm going to stay this way. I think I'm going to do. I'm hyped for that Kessel. What you talking about? What you talking about, Anthony Rodriguez? If you wonder for my IG removed my account out of nowhere without warning and can't get it back. I think I tried multiple times and they say I violated terms of service. Ooh, that makes me want to download my Instagram, because somebody's going to go out there. So how'd you violate their terms of service? Huh. That's weird. 4 years left for Rogue. I'm telling you, I'd like to do it right now. I could probably pull it off and live in my motorhome. I think that would negatively impact my reefing hobby, but, you know, another chapter, right? That sucks, dude. I'm sorry you lost your IG. That's not cool at all. Your photography's beautiful. Hopefully you had a backup of that. I'm sure you have the picture somewhere, but still, that content, that sucks. That was some good content, so I'm sorry. Trying to figure out this Kressel, rest in peace. I don't know what that means. What's up, Chris? You would think the hot plate with the lasagna on there would, you know, warm business up. The High Marine. That's not what that is. That's the Aquastar. I know. I'm slacking on light testing too. I need to do this one. This is that cheapy. What's this look like? This looks like the Noop. This is a Noop knockoff. So, later, Rogue. And then I got the knockoff Kessel. Is that what you're talking about? I got a knockoff Kessel behind me too. That Jake Birch sent me. I got to get to that. So, well, that's it. Anybody got any questions? I'm happy to entertain some questions, but why would they do that? Some people get a little butthurt. I was ran in my car by people eating hot spaghetti on plates. So eating a hot plate with no pants doesn't seem odd to me. I mean, it's all about life experiences, right? All right, I've run out of crap to talk about. So there it is. If anybody needs a Griffin light, once I figure this out, I can tell you how I made it. But it's super easy to make with LED strips. Like this, blue. It's not fancy, but it's functional, right? And it won't burn up. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump. I'm glad I got on. Bubbles indeed. Bubbles for days. What's up, Diana? All right, y'all. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. What am I excited for? Hey, about Kalkwasser, I have something pretty cheap. When I say cheap, I mean peanut butter pot with 2 holes, dose and pump. That's it. Yeah, that works. But is it slurry or is it saturated? Because remember, I used to have a jug. There's video out there somewhere of me doing it. But I had a jug of water with calc in there. It was 5 gallons. I'd scoop freaking 9 teaspoons in there, and I'd shake it up. And I would dose from that all week long. That's all I did. But that was calc as a foundation, and then 2-part on top of that. So all I've done is get rid of the 2-part and constantly keeping the calc slurry moving at a significantly higher concentration allows me to get rid of 2-part and just dose calc alone, which has greatly increased pH later, Bert. So, yeah, I was doing pretty saturated. I'm doing very saturated stuff, right? So, half a gallon per, what's up, OG? Half a cup per gallon, which is quite a bit more. So, I don't know. It's working. I'm going to see how long it goes. I'm just going to keep doing it until it sucks or I decide to do something different. I'm not going to go to a calcium reactor. I wouldn't do that. I see no reason for that. And I don't want to add that CO2 to my tank. So if I could do all of this with just calc, then that's what I'm going to do. So, dude, it totally sucks that you got blocked on IG or your account's gone. That sucks. I should probably quit being a jerk. Maybe I should just keep being me and make a backup of my IG. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump off. 8:30. I appreciate you hanging out. I hope you had a cool... It was a couple weeks. We haven't talked in a couple weeks. I'm going to put an old video. I'll put that Sky video back up. And going to take care of a couple of thumbnails. But other than that, I got nothing else going on. That's it. Got work tomorrow. Going to roll out. I officially on the never adding a calcium reactor train. Yeah, me too. I don't see a need for it. It just seems too much. So, later, Chris. All right, cool. Y'all have a good week. I hope you're doing well. Hope your families are well. It was so nice to be able to get to the pool and watch that kid swim. So, things are starting to get back. It was pretty cool. Even shook somebody's hand. Who knew? Oh, by the way, COVID doesn't exist in Minnesota, even if there's COVID there. Ain't no masks there. Masks are still here, but not there. All right, y'all. Jumping. Be well. Happy reefing. And be kind, everybody. Thank you. And now we hit that awkward phase where I have to wander over here and hit the end stream. Peace.